Scroll of Record, Kolbrin Bible, Book 4, Sons of Fire, Chapter 7 through 14. My belief is they have different perspectives of a time of troubles, starting with invasion, migration, journey to a land of mist, harbor of sorrow, separation, Hezekiah returns, struggles, and a new day. I will be leaving the verses as is, but moving some around to highlight where I think it shows crossovers of the same events, but from different perspectives. No commentary. I'll leave it up to the individual to decide if it makes sense. Kolbrin Bible, Book 4, Sons of Fire, Chapter 9, Rolls of Record 3. SOF 9:1. The sons of fire came to the land of mists, they and their households and their cattle, and all the tools of craftsmen. With them came others, men of Egypt and men of Javan, also strangers who were not as valiant as are the sons of fire. Many among them were sickly and distressed in their hearts. SOF 8:30. The harbor of sorrow we leave behind, and with 4 ships sailed towards the sun setting. One ship goes to the land of the sons of fire. Spirit of Lathan, remain among us as we go far away among men who are strangers to us. SOF 9:2. They took land among the barbarians and built a city and a port at the place called Sabel, near Saham, and cut roads about it into the forest, but they were kept in by the barbarians and strangers in a strange land. The city was a place for buying and selling, and men came and went. Ships came bearing cloth and pottery, instruments and weapons of war, and all manner of things. The ships went away bearing things from the barbarians who dug in the soil. The place of the city was good, for it was fertile and well watered, and the bay was guarded by a great rock. SOF 9:3. When he came, Hezekiah caused statues to be set up for the city, and they were kept in the courts of the temple. This record was made at his command. SOF 9:12. It is unlawful for you to give a daughter of your house to the barbarians in marriage, unless she be one who has brought shame upon you. If the forbidden be done, you shall be disposed of your property and household. SOF 9:13. It is unlawful for you to allow any man within your household to fornicate with the barbarians. If the forbidden be done, you shall be burnt with iron and fire upon the left thigh. The man within your household shall be burnt upon the soles of his feet and in his armpits. If it be done again, you shall be burnt with iron and fire upon the backside and disposed of a tithe of your property. The man within your household shall be blinded in the left eye with iron and fire and burnt upon the soles of his feet. SOF 9:14. It is unlawful for you to allow any woman within your household to fornicate with a barbarian. If the forbidden be done, and she be a free woman, you shall be dispossessed of your household and property, and she shall die as a woman die. If a slave or a bondswoman, you shall be dispossessed of a tithe of your property, and she shall be burnt upon her private parts, after the manner of burning women. SOF 9:15. It is unlawful for you to fornicate with the barbarians. If the forbidden be done, you shall be dispossessed of your property and household, and made a slave of the council. SOF 9:19. These are the statutes made because of the things done before the eyes of the barbarians, who hold their women in high esteem. SOF 9:22. It is unlawful for you to willfully destroy a writing or record, in writing, or marks of meaning, or name marks. If the forbidden be done, you shall be burnt with iron and fire upon each palm of the hands, and be dispossessed of 1/4 of your property. SOF 9:23. It is unlawful for you to willfully damage the property of another man among us. If the forbidden be done, you shall make it good by paying its value to the man you wronged. SOF 9:24. It is unlawful for you to change worked iron from the barbarians for other things. If the forbidden be done, you shall be burnt with iron and fire upon the sole of the left foot and upon the palm of the right hand. SOF 9:25. It is unlawful for you to deal deceitfully with the barbarians, or to steal from them, or to cause hurt to them, or damage to their property. If the forbidden be done, you shall be burnt with iron and fire upon the palm of the right hand. You shall be cast out without weapons outside our boundary, in a place where you can be taken by them, so they may deal with you according to their own customs. SOF 926. It is unlawful for you to increase gold or silver with other substances. If the forbidden be done, you shall be dispossessed of half your property and possession, and burnt upon the ears with iron and fire. SOF 937. It is unlawful for you, if the master of a household, to go beyond your boundaries for upward of 2 days and 1 night, unless you appoint a steward in your place, or have a son in manhood. If the forbidden be done, you shall be burnt with iron and fire upon the sole of your right foot, and upon your backside. If you be detained by force, you shall not be burnt. SOF 940. It is unlawful for you to enter the sacred places of the barbarians, or their temples, or to pass within 1,000 paces of the Rebachimra. You may attend their festivals outside these places. If the forbidden be done, you shall be burnt with iron and fire on the sole of the left foot. SOF 941. It is unlawful for you to carry upon yourself, or to have within your household the talismans of other gods. If the forbidden be done, you shall pay tithe of your possessions and property to the temple. SOF 943. It is unlawful for you to act seemingly towards an unlawful deed, so that men will say, his thoughts are towards an unlawful thing. If the forbidden be done, it shall be as though you had already done the unlawful deed, except that the council shall look upon you with mercy, if it be deserved. SOF 944. It is unlawful for you to talk to another man towards an unlawful deed. If the forbidden be done, you shall be burnt with iron and fire upon the lower lip and the left hand palm. The man among you who denounces this thing shall not be burnt. SOF 947. It is unlawful for a stranger to remain within our boundaries after sunset, unless he be a guest within a household or under its protection, or unless he remain within the stranger's court, or he be proclaimed. No man shall remain beyond 10 days unless he be proclaimed. At this proclaiming, nothing of his past deeds or his comings and goings shall be hidden, and lies shall not be told if the forbidden be done. He shall be burnt with iron and fire upon the nose and placed beyond our boundaries. He shall not return, and his goods shall be taken to the governor. As the sun goes down, all men shall bid the stranger be gone, and shall not hold him. SOF 948. It is unlawful for you to delay the departure of a stranger when he must go, and has done no wrong. If the forbidden be done, you shall be burnt with iron and fire upon the left backside. SOF 956. It is unlawful for you to become drunk or quarrelsome while among the barbarians, or to curse them in their hearing, or to use unseemly language in their presence, or to talk against us to them. If the forbidden be done, the first time, you shall be burnt with iron and fire upon the left leg. The second time you shall be burnt upon the left armpit, and the third time upon the lips of the mouth. Each time of chastisement you shall be bound from the time of burning until sunset, and displayed on the boundary. SOF 962. It is unlawful for you to be within the temple enclosure at night in secret. If the forbidden be done, you shall be blinded by iron and fire. SOF 985. A child may be adopted into house and household, according to the custom of the sons of fire, and it may be one of us, or a barbarian from across the waters, or a barbarian from outside our boundary. But if a barbarian from outside our boundary, it shall not be adopted unless a foundling under 7 years, if male, or a child, if female. SOF 986. If a man take a barbarian woman to wife, and have no other wife from among us, who is her superior, he shall not become the master of a household, and a younger son shall step over him. SOF 987. A man with womanly ways who has proclaimed himself shall stand before us as a woman, and be treated as one, except if he bear arms in war. He shall then stand before us as a man unless he choose otherwise. SOF 994. A man who has been punished by trial 3 times shall be driven out from among us after the 4th punishment, unless he be a bearer of arms in war. SOF 992. During the proclaiming of a stranger, his deeds, good and bad, shall be made known. All things about him shall be told to all within hearing of the proclaimer's voice. Any man may question the stranger concerning such things, and if aught be hidden or lies told, the stranger shall be dealt with lawfully by the council. SOF 996. The man who is the companion of thieves is himself a thief at heart, and may be taken to trial if his companions steal. SOF 998. A stranger may not enter our boundaries bearing weapons of war made of metal, but the lords of the barbarians about our boundaries may come bearing weapons. SOF 11:9. When Hezekiah was past 80 years of age, he sent to Palasi for the remnants of the children of light. None of them came, for they said it was not meet for them to journey to the edge of the earth to dwell among the barbarians. They said, "We will retain the light here, for out there it will surely be extinguished." SOF 11:10. Later 4 ships did come, but they carried the standards of Ashratim. With them came Enos, Hasidim, of the sons of Dan, a learned man from the slopes of the mountain, which rests in darkness and reaches up to the limits of light. He knew Hezekiah when a child. There came also one named Zadok, who had dwelt in Twalis, and he brought with him all the books of the children of light. With Zadok came many men who knew the mysteries of metal, and they brought with them the light of Amos. When they came, the spirit of Hezekiah had already joined his fathers. SOF 11:11. Before his spirit took wings, Hezekiah wrote this for the guidance of his people. My trusted ones, the time draws near for my departure on the great voyage, and I cannot complete the task before my hands. In one thing I have been neglectful, for though the chief of guardian of the records, the time I devoted to their care was little enough. Thank the priest for their care. I have recorded many statutes, needful for this place, there like was now before, but were not set down for men to see. Now they are made known to the ears of every man. Your welfare and safety has ever been my first concern, but I am a man of battle and a commander of men, not a scribe and recorder. SOF 11:12. My trusted ones, we are few and the barbarians about us are many. For a while they are well kept in hand, for Cladwiggan wishes us well, and his sons are our friends. We have toiled to raise a city, and men come and go freely among us. Many ships come in their season, yet stout warriors who are not friendly press down from the northeast, and therefore vigilance can never be relaxed. We cannot sleep peacefully side by side with the barbarians, and must ever be alert. Danger hangs over us like a boulder upon the mountainside, and our safety is like a playstone in the hands of a child. The barbarians do not forget that we are strangers in this land, and only while we serve a purpose are we welcome. SOF 11:13. Yet, my trusted ones, with all the dangers around us, it is the dangers threatening within that I fear the most. We are few indeed against the numbers of barbarians, yet we weaken ourselves with foolish strife, one with the other and people with people. Our city is a place for buying and selling, a place where things are exchanged. Outside, it is a marketplace where men come and go as they please, and they buy and sell without hindrance. We have laws for the city and laws for the marketplace. Amongst us are many craftsmen who exchange the things they make with the barbarians, who bring things to eat. We have a good life here, but it is not a life I fully understand. We came from afar to set up a city dedicated to the light, to hold the light. Yet, is this such a city? Do men seek the light and worship it, or do they seek luxury and worship wealth and possessions? SOF 11:14. When some of us came from the harbor of sorrow, we were full of praise at our deliverance from death. But amid the forest of fruitfulness, much of our gratitude and will was lost. Why must men always be better men in the face of disaster and in the midst of privation than in the green fields of peace and plenty? Does this not answer the questions of many who ask why there is sorrow and suffering on earth? Why is it the lot of man to struggle and suffer, if not to make better men? SOF 11:15. My trusted ones, my eyes may be clouded to the things before them, but I am not blind to your ways. Already our women cast their eyes towards the barbarians, and when women seek men outside their own kind, it is a sign of a people's degeneracy. I read what is written, and I fear for the future. SOF 11:16. Many who are with us in the light will join us, and then we shall be stronger in arms and strengthened in belief. Annotation: how few came! Yet our destiny lies among the barbarians. They are fine, upright men, endowed with courage. Do not belittle their ways, but bring them into the light. SOF 11:17. Our city was not founded as a marketplace, a place for exchanging only the things of earth. Neither did we come here as conquerors, but as men seeking refuge. SOF 11:18. My trusted ones, remember that the road of life is not smooth. Neither is the way of survival a path of grass. The most needful things for any people who wish to survive is self-discipline. Think less of gold and more of the iron, which protects the gold. Remember, too, these words from the book of Mithram: the keenest sword is useless unless it be held in the hand of a resolute man. Also, the man who has gold keeps it in peace if he tends his bowstring. SOF 11:19. The remainder of Hezekiah's words to the people has been lost. SOF 787. Hezekiah governed many years in the land of mists, and made laws and died in his old age. And he was buried by the river where the ground rises beneath stones, and soil carried in many baskets. A fence was made, and trees would still grow set about the place. SOF 788. When Hezekiah came here, he had been 44 years on earth, and 25 years passed before he died. May his God fulfill his hopes. SOF 789. Rabin, the son of Hezekiah, was born of a daughter from the house of Lachish in his land. I started this thinking Hezekiah had went back to Egypt at the end. Putting these together, it now appears he stayed in the north, and maybe this is part about the second settlement after the harbor of sorrow. I'm all the more convinced that at least the scroll of record 1 through 8 belongs in the Kol book, not the Egyptian text. It's possible all of the sons of fire should go there, but in any case, it was an interesting exercise. I hope everybody else thinks so too. This is a mental exercise, a what-if scenario. I'm not going to argue if it is historical. I myself tend to believe that it is, but I'll leave it up to each person to decide. What I do believe is it can be a great morality tale. That is what I'm attempting to do here. There are myths, self-help books that we can all accept as wisdom or having some value even though it's not labeled as from God. I see the other religious texts like the Bible, the Quran, or the Torah as having the same value. We argue only over the claim that it came from God. To me, that clouds the real value in all the books. So if it helps, look at this as a morality tale.